Now let me take you back for a second or two. Childhood raps take you back for a minute, when times were more simple and you lived with your parents before you went to college and you started paying taxes. Remember these shows that you watched as a kid. Childhood raps take you back.
Okay, you beautiful passengers, it is that time. Tangled, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures, let me correct myself, Season 2, Episode 4. Now, I've been listening to get my words out correctly. I've been listening to some music, and I've gotten pretty hyped up. I don't know why, but I have, so I am here. I figured I'd just stop and watch an episode of Tangled. I wasn't going to do it tonight, but I am anyway. Then on top of that, my mind is a little elsewhere because I'm wondering why I fit so good in an extra large shirt. This shirt is a 2XL large. I shouldn't fit in it this well, but I do. So, I'm kind of glad I got it. So, I don't know. Over to the whiteboard. Yes, I'm pretty sure this was meant as a joke, but chicken from Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if he really said it, but I did tell Bottle Cap, the one who suggested it, that I will eventually use it regardless of it being a joke or not. So, yes, I am pretty sure somewhere in Abraham Lincoln's lifetime, he has said chicken. So, I wasn't chicken to use that quote, even as ridiculous as it might seem. So, Episode 4, Season 2. Whew, I don't know why I'm so hyper, but you know what? Sometimes when some good songs come on, it just does that. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie though. It is a little warm in this truck, so I should slow down, get a little lower on my hyperness, and just chill out a little bit, and then I'll cool off a little bit. That way I could relax and just watch this episode. I don't know why it's so warm in this truck. I really wish I did know why, because I thought we were done with the heat this year. But it's like 80 degrees outside. And like I always say, I never run the truck during a reaction because it's just too much noise. And on top of that, we got a truck somewhere near me. I don't know if it's that one or one that way. But they're running their engine. But I don't care, because it never stopped us before from sitting here and watching us an episode of whatever we're watching. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to put these headphones on. Where we last left off, before I forget to mention that, they were in Valderos still. And I think that was episode 3, of course. And they were still in Valderos, or Valdero, or whatever it is. And I think they were finally leaving, so I don't know. Let's go ahead. Although, I did like what Quaid the Blade said, they might not like you, but they're better off with you passing through. So, yeah. 3, 2, 1, and play. Skip. Okay, so we're already on the run. Alright.
What are these things?
Don't worry, it's just a pack of Slayer Wolves.
Slayer Wolves? Not a good name. Huh.
That was incredible, Eugene.
Every episode, Shorty always does something stupid. Which is why I wish we would get rid of him somehow. Just whip your hair out at... Oh, okay.
Looks like it's too deep.
No idea people from Corona were such...
Ah! Yes! Adira's back.
You know, I always say, if you can't go through something, go over it. And I don't like it.
Yes. I second that. Plus, we don't need her. Another person will just slow us down, particularly with all her...
Oh, I don't know. You're gonna need her. She's the only one who can get you through the deadly forest of no return. And I had bronchitis.
You're amazing.
I know.
Oh, I know there's a few people that don't like her, but I'm loving her.
I can lead us through a forest.
Forest of no...
Yes, I'm familiar with its name, thank you.
That way.
Oh, Lance.
I would have cut these logs so much smoother. Look at that shoddy craftsmanship. Reminds me of my Uncle Mert. He too was the scary tree. Relax, Shorty. There's nothing to be
You
afraid of.
are
Just like
a
the other
minefield
song.
of
Hear a buzzing noise? I hear a
stupidity.
The forest of no return is in perpetual motion and changes without warning.
Okay.
Luckily, I procured this special map many years ago.
Really?
Key to traversing the woods safely.
Oh.
thanks.
Okay.
I happen to be a really
Whatever.
good navigator.
That is a thing from the 90s with this little thingamajigger. I wish I could remember how to actually fold those up in the paper, but of course I can't.
Onward, Max. Yes, believe. They're called the Drexes. Weren't you listening? Who cares what they're called? Anyone. Show of hands.
Okay, Eugene, quit being so freaking jealous.
Out of this oh, no. That cannot be the same sign.
Soiled gnome.
Seems accurate.
And Hookfoot.
Oh, that's just my actual name.
I was about to say, that's his real name.
Fish skin.
Fishkin? Wow.
Fish skin? Fish skin? Ho-ho! Well, I think the daily application of 16 assorted lotions, creams, and exfoliants would make you differ.
Fur on a rattlesnake.
Aw, that would be kind of adorable.
Why, out of everything, would you find fur on a rattlesnake adorable, Rapunzel? Okay, use your common sense and go save Max and the other horse that I can't think of the name because they haven't mentioned it quite yet.
And Fidela.
Fidela!
Out of this
Aha!
place in no time.
She has been mentioned once before through this series, but I forgot her name. Oh gosh. Eugene, just take the lead of the woman. She is so much better than you right now.
Cheater.
You know, I always say, never leave home without hard cheese.
I was about to say, I have a feeling you just sat on something that was wrong and a mushroom ate him.
Eugene.
Oh, look what I can see from here. It's the edge of the forest. Eugene Fitzherbert, Esquire, Navigator,
And then it's going to do that instead of what I was going to say.
Those are the silver geysers.
I thought it was going to just shift on them and they'd be back where they started.
I got some competition.
The map is instructing us to run through them.
I gotta be honest, I don't like the way you're looking at me right now.
Oh, really?
All right, muscles, hold on to this. Madam, Ice Demon, grab onto him.
Let's go with something else.
Bearded
Well,
Ranger,
you did
hold on
say
to him. Sunshine.
if you can't figure out a way through something, you go over it.
If you can't go through something, go over it.
Hey,
Right.
Eugene.
You're making a mistake, Fish Skin.
This doesn't make any sense. I saw the exit. You saw the exit. There was an exit. Now what do we do?
Whoa!
Oh, stupid land pits. Wait. Where'd everyone go?
Okay.
Rapunzel.
This would definitely be a crazy, creepy forest to go through. Very imaginative.
Pointing me toward a black lobby thing? Wowzers!
Are you gonna bark, Mushroom? No? Okay.
Adira! This actually worked! Have you seen the others?
Not since you jumped across the clearing like a delirious madman.
Before I met Rapunzel, being an adventurous, devil-may-care rogue was the one definite in my life. It just felt nice to be in charge like that again.
Mushroom.
You did forget the mushroom, didn't you? I forgot it too.
But I guess I'm not that guy anymore.
You're right. You're not who you used to be. As you
You've
may be
grown.
aware, I've been observing you and your friends.
Where are they?
Is that like the forest of certain death inside of the forest of no return?
They're like medicine for my soul.
They're beautiful. Wait. Don't mistake the beauty for what it truly is.
Well, what about Max and the one that I can't pronounce that starts with an F?
Adira was right. Their fangs are as big as chubby toddlers. Watch.
This isn't looking good.
There they are. Ha! Finally.
Still too many of them. What do we do, Eugene?
I think that's a question for Adira.
Not a great time to discover humility, fish skin.
That's a compliment.
Human love story.
Oh, there you go, Lance. She carrying you to safety. Oh, good thinking, Eugene.
I can kiss someone.
No, don't do it.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Well, this is where I leave you.
Adira, thank you for
Everything. I know, I'm amazing. Once again, I have conquered the
Lance
force of
believes it.
return and single-handedly pulled you out of a dire strait.
Oh, clearly she's got attention issues, and I thought I'd throw her a bone.
That was very nice.
Yeah, Eugene, very nice, even though we know that it ain't true, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, I was about to take the headphones off, but you never know what might happen.
There you go, fish skin.
That's a compliment.
You think it's a compliment. Okay. That was a good, let me try to get my words out correctly. Oh, that was a pretty good episode. I like Adira. I don't know why I like her, but I do. She's fun, she's quirky, she's weird, it's not a bad weird, of course, but she's fun, she's quirky, she's weird, which I've already said. Everything rolled up into one. It's like she's Rapunzel. There. Flip it over, that way I don't have to have that bright light in my face like that bright light. She's everything Rapunzel is, but lacking any self-awareness about herself. Wait, is that what I'm thinking? I'm not entirely sure if that's what I'm going for, but she feels like Rapunzel. That's a bad analogy and bad comparison. I don't know what she's like. She's just fun, quirky, and weird, and I like it. I mean, it's as if Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy movie version. She literally takes everything literal, and she doesn't understand like metaphors and stuff like that. So, finally, a good, comparison there. So, yeah, I absolutely love her for that, because she just doesn't seem to understand those simple things. And then we had Eugene. He thought he was like top notch, number one on the totem pole. Lo and behold, he finds out there's somebody better than him. And lo and behold, out of everyone, it's Adira. And for some reason, I feel like Eugene's got a little bit of misogyny, in him. And he's a little bit misogynistic. And he doesn't want to be shown up by a woman. And he had to have a little bit of humility about him. Well, wait, you know what? No, granted, yeah, he does call Rapunzel Blondie a lot, but for some reason, when it comes from Eugene, I've said that before, it's endearing. But, no, I'm going to take that back. I think he doesn't want to be shown up by anybody. So, for it to be a woman out of everyone, I think it stung a little bit more. But then, he finally, look, I put everyone in danger, and it's my fault. Please help me, Adira. And that's when he finally started, and I like that Adira actually let him feel like he was the one leading everything. It was his idea to ask Adira about what they need to do, and then But he did have the good idea. Granted, I know all my ramblings here are kind of like just But he did have a good idea of knocking that tree down to cover up that land pit. That way, those thingamajiggers, the spider thingies, couldn't jump into that land pit and go after them. So that was a very good idea from him. So he used what he knew and combined it with what she knew, and it kind of worked out in the end. So yeah, hopefully Eugene learned something from all this. I don't ultimately know, because of that little symbol on her hand, I don't ultimately know if a deer is good, if a deer is, one of the, bad guys, or I don't know exactly where her allegiance really is. And I just, it really bugs me that I don't know, but at the same time, I can't just, skip ahead and get spoilers and find out, because I want to sit there and watch this with y'all throughout the whole thing. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say, because honestly, it's probably, I don't have my watch on me for some weird reason. It's close to 9 o'clock at night on Monday night for me. Granted, I am so far behind editing and stuff like that I have no idea when I'll have this episode up. This is October 6th. Maybe it's October 7th. I think it's October 7th. Oh my goodness, time is flying by. I'm that behind on editing. On top of that, I've got to edit My Little Pony for this weekend coming up. Or at least for this weekend for me. I'm done. I got to call my wife. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like, tickle the subscribe. Don't be texting and driving. And as Mr. Rogers always says,
And I like you as you are, I do.